Hi everyone. Um, I am posting this video to talk about a problem. I apologize in advance. This is super off the cuff, and if this gets to be a little bit of rambling, it's because I didn't prepare to do this today, but I feel compelled to do so. Today is Friday, April 25th. And in years past, I would be heading into this weekend, getting ready to go and serve at the Orange Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. For those who don't know what the Orange Conference is, the Orange Conference is built around the Orange Curriculum, which is a ministry strategy for kid and youth and family discipleship. It is a program that I have been involved with for every year that I have been in ministry up until this last year, when the Lord called me into a new ministry vocation, working in adult discipleship. Last year was what I thought was going to be just another year serving at the Orange Conference. And right before, literally like right around this time last year, it came to light that the founder of Orange, Reggie Joiner, who is a man who for the better part of the last decade, I had a lot of admiration for as a ministry partner and ministry leader. It came out that it was released in a statement by Orange that he was stepping down from his role as in his leadership, as well as was at the time CEO, because what was being reported is that they had been in an inappropriate extramarital relationship. That in and of itself was heartbreaking to find out. It sucked, to put it very bluntly. The reason I am not going back to the Orange Conference this year, many people who have interacted with me at the Orange Conference, they know me as the Orange Hype Guy. I literally came every year to volunteer my time and would come decked out in different orange outfits. Totally ironic that I'm wearing that color today. I would come and I would give everything, every ounce of energy I had to this conference, because I knew it was a recharging and equipping time for ministry leaders who partnered with Orange to come and really get their batteries charged up. I was always very blessed. I would tell this to people all the time. I was very blessed in my ministry role working with children that I was surrounded by a team of people who were as passionate about what we were doing as I was. They were bought in, and I knew that there were many people who came to the Orange Conference as their last-ditch effort to hear and receive from the Lord some ounce of encouragement, some ounce of, God, what am I doing? Is this worth it? And so serving at the Orange Conference was my way of giving back, because of all the people that had given to me in my ministry role. It was my way of giving to Reggie. I believed in his leadership and his vision, and he was in my opinion, he was one of those last standing heroes in ministry strategy and leadership, that had not fallen from grace. I went every year to serve because I wanted to give to people who felt like they had nothing left. And I wanted to give my energy, my excitement, my enthusiasm to them and to the organization, and to just everything towards it, for the purpose of reminding them they're not alone, that this is worth it, that what we're doing together, though we might be way far apart from each other, it is worth it, because it is leading the next generation of believers to know Jesus Christ as their Lord and their Savior. And when the news came out last year, as devastating as it was, I thought to myself, the vision doesn't change. And so we don't have to change our mission. We don't have to change what we do. And I had gone through my transitional role into adult discipleship over the summer, this past summer, and I told myself, I'm still going to go back to Orange Conference. I am still going to go and I'm going to serve there because people still need that same encouragement, that same enthusiasm. And even though I'm not working in children's ministry anymore, it does not mean that I don't care about people in children's and youth ministry. It doesn't mean that my vision, what I believe I was called to do, that didn't change. And it has now. And here's why. What has happened over the last several months is that the board of directors of Orange and the Rethink Group and the Amazing Life Foundation, which is the new organization, I believe I'm saying that correctly, that bought Orange after this all happened, they will not publicly address what has actually taken place. Because what has come to light is that it was not one instance of an inappropriate relationship. In fact, even that instance was improperly disclosed and communicated at the time. It was clergy sexual abuse. It was manipulation. It was power dynamics at play for personal gain. It wasn't that Reggie just messed up. It was that he had been actively utilizing his position for a long time to get what he wanted from another woman. But then beyond that, it wasn't just one woman. It was many women. Some of them had been groomed from the time that they were teenagers. And then when they became adults, he engaged in these relationships with them. And because of the fact that the people who are still leading this will not publicly acknowledge and call this what it is and provide some transparency, because there are NDAs in place that do not allow certain people to tell their stories, because of the fact that there are still stories that have not been told, that cannot be told. I can't align with this organization anymore. I have always been a champion for and an advocate for, one, maintaining the integrity in the church, maintaining the integrity in our witness of Christ, and calling out people who are wolves in sheep's clothing. Always. I have always maintained an attitude that not only will I will, first and foremost, but also that the church that I am leading in will be a place where abused people can find healing and feel safe, but also that abusive people will feel unsafe. Jesus Christ cared about justice. The fact that justice is not being served in this capacity is evil. Not just wrong, it is evil. So I can't go be the orange hype guy. I can't serve and volunteer in this capacity. It's not because I don't care about the people who are still making the decision to go to this conference. It is because the organization at its base is not doing what they should. There is evil that has been perpetuated and perpetrated within the confines of what they're doing. And accountability has to happen. Accountability goes a long way. Transparency goes a long way in building trust and rebuilding trust, but that trust is falling apart more and more and more every single day. I feel convicted. I introduced the Orange Strategy to our church when I was still in leadership. Now that I am not, I'm speaking currently with our current children's director, and we are working through kind of together, a grieving process of what this means for our church moving forward, because it will inevitably mean an undoing and a redoing of a strategy that I worked for years to implement into our church and that she carried the torch of by taking my position. So there's that. Not that it measures up in any way, that hurt measures up in any way to the unfathomable, unthinkable hurts that have been perpetuated and perpetrated on real people in their lives that they will have to live with for the rest of their lives. I don't understand why it is so difficult to just do what is right. The claim has always been that we are family oriented, we are forward thinking in terms of how we reach the next generation. The next generation is already so mistrusting of the church because of horrible things that have been done by the church. Why give them more of a reason to mistrust? Why not just step up and do what needs done? So that's where I'm at. I would encourage you to go and follow Orange Untold, which is a page on Instagram that is actually doing the work of giving victims of this whole situation, in whatever capacity that looks like, a platform and a space to speak about what they've had to deal with and what it has looked like behind closed doors. The truth will set you free. What we hide in the darkness needs to be brought out into light. Just do it.